First of all, I don't want anyone to ever have to go through birth trauma. It is not fun and it's not pleasant. It's a very rough road to recovery. Emotionally and physically. It's a long road. And it changes you. It changes you completely, the way you view and the way you think. On that same note, though, anyone who has experienced birth trauma, I want them to have that healing. I would love for everyone to have that redemptive birth. Some people choose not to, and that's okay. That is part of their journey and their healing process. So we're going to kind of start this conversation this week, and we're going to finish it actually next week. But today we're going to talk about basically what happened during my first birth and how my view changed completely. So I am a very strong-willed individual. I'm very much a do-it-myself. I'm strong. I can handle it. And very confident in myself. Prior to that first birth, I had confidence I could do it. A little nervous, didn't really know what to expect as far as what was going to happen or pain-wise, but confident that I could handle it. After all, my mom did. Why wouldn't I be able to? I was just as strong as she was. I'm very much like her. So when I walked out of, not really walked, out of the hospital after that birth, it was more like a slow crawl down the hallway, honestly. I was left feeling broken, feeling used, feeling robbed. I was confused. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know why it happened, and nobody could answer my questions. And it hurt. I was in physical pain, and I was in a lot more emotional pain. So during any kind of trauma, there's a lot of times physical scars. But what nobody sees is the emotional scars underneath that run even deeper, that don't heal right away, that take a long time if they ever do heal. And those scars change us. They literally change the way our brain is wired and the way we think and perceive things. So the following year after that birth, I spent basically trying to find a normal, trying to find back to myself, and I've talked about that birth a lot before, so we're not going to go there for time's sake. But trying to find that normal, trying to get back to where I was cowboying at the time, trying to get back physically where I was, but I was in pain. I was in physical pain, and I was in a lot more emotional pain. But I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know I was supposed to deal with it. Everybody kept telling me it's fine, that it's normal, and you'll get back to it eventually. Okay. So a year goes by. It was 10 months, I guess. 10 months goes by, and I'm finally like, okay, doctors don't know what they're talking about. I have switched jobs because I physically could not do my cowboying job anymore. I physically hurt too much. I had spent this entire time burying those emotions, running away from them, shoving them down, burying them. And if you've heard me talk before, I've learned since then that feelings buried alive, those emotions, they never die. Which wound up being a lot of the cause of my physical pain, was those emotions were still tied up in there and never dealt with. So I'd switched jobs, was still in physical pain. Finally found an OT who help me with the physical side because I was tired of living in pain every day. I had started to take a more natural approach to my health and just trying to clean my body up and get it to function back to where it was before, or back to optimum. I was no longer okay with average because average was not okay. It hurt. Average and fine hurt, and I was no longer okay with that life of being in pain. So I started to look into cleaning my body up naturally because I knew there's things off in my gut, so I started there. And that led me down this path of more natural living, but it also led me to the OT that helped me resolve my physical pain, but knew enough of the emotional side that she was able to unlock those emotions and point me down the path of healing and dealing with those emotions. Once those two pieces met, the physical component and the emotional component of dealing with it, I was finally started to see progress, finally started to live in less pain. I was finally able to wear jeans all day again. It was fantastic. But all that took somebody pointing me in the way to say, you gotta look at the emotions, like you have to feel these emotions. And giving me the permission I needed to go and feel those emotions because I didn't want to. After, this was a year and a half long process of that whole, from birth to actually healing physically and emotionally. And it took a lot of time. It took a lot of work, but it was worth it. And we'll finish that story next week because I'm going to